Big news out of the South. Virginia is the first Southern state to overturn their gay marriage ban. Now, when I say Southern state, I know people will say, hold on, David, some of California is in the South and New Mexico is in the South. What we mean by the first Southern state is the southeast of the United States, the very conservative southeast of the United States. A federal judge in Norfolk struck down as unconstitutional Virginia's ban on same-sex marriage. The first Southern state, and we always think about Alabama and Mississippi when we say, well, the momentum is building for marriage equality, but it's hard to imagine states like Mississippi or Alabama ever going in a different direction. If there is legal judicial momentum, and if judges in places like Virginia look at it and say, you know what, with the partial repeal of DOMA and with increased marriage equality across the country, legally justified by state courts, I don't think there's a legal justification for these bans. I think we may see the overturning in places like Alabama and Mississippi.
Eventually, I would assume so. I mean, let's say Alabama is the last state and every other state has deemed the ban unconstitutional. How could they possibly hold out legally in that case? It would seem to make no sense. And that at that point, there might even be a federal mandate.
The judge involved, Judge Arenda Wright Allen, said that there is nothing about denying same-sex marriages that makes legitimate government interests. I love this. Have you ever heard of a more conservative, libertarian argument for why there should be no ban on same-sex marriage? It doesn't serve a government interest. It might serve religious interests. It might serve the personal interest of people who seem to think that there's something different about the relationship between two men who are in love versus a man and a woman, but it serves absolutely no government interest. This is such a conservative argument for same-sex marriage, and I love it.
And since when do these people care if something like that would serve a government interest? I mean, they're about small government, right? I mean, this should have nothing to do with government. This is about personal freedom, which they claim to be all about.
Yeah, they claim to. That's exactly right. That's the key word, Lewis.